Stephane, thanks for being with us. Joe pointed out that number. There's another really important number you put out this morning as well, which is the number of people in this trial who've received the second dose of the vaccine, more than 10,000. So judging by how quickly this trial has enrolled and how quickly people are getting that second shot, what does that tell you about when we might get to see the data?
Well, good morning, Megan. Thank you for having us back. So we're sticking to what we have said before, which is based on the current epidemiology, the rate of infection in the country at the location and counties where we have sites. We anticipate our base plan for efficacy for the first interim readout to be in November. That's our base plan. Our base plan is October. I think it's unlikely, but it's possible. And if the infection rate in the country was to slow down in the next weeks, it could potentially be pushed out as a worst-case scenario, I would say, December.
And when you said your base plan is October, but then I think you said it was unlikely but possible. Could you explain that? And then also, why a slower infection rate in the country this fall would actually delay the arrival of that vaccine until maybe December?
Yes, so let me clarify. Our base plan, our most probable plan is November. And that's what we have been saying for many months. Our best possible outcome will be October. And the reason it depends on infection rate in the country is we are all running in the industry, as per FDA guidelines, efficacy trials. We're not looking at antibody levels in people's blood to decide if a vaccine works or may not work. It's looking at efficacy. So for efficacy, given it's 50% placebo, meaning half of the people get a placebo and half got the real vaccine, we are basically counting the cases of disease. This is how the trial is designed. And so it's sad to say, but that's how clinical research goes. We need people getting disease from the virus to be able to scientifically, in a very rigorous process, calculate how many people get the disease with a vaccine, how many people get the disease on placebo, to calculate the efficacy. And the FDA has said they want at least a 50% efficacy in the vaccines to consider the application for approval.
Oh, I thought you were following up, Kelly. All right, I had similar questions, Stephane, because you have seen in the past there will be a placebo and a group getting a medicine, and sometimes the people getting the medicine show so much progress that it's no longer ethical to not allow the placebo the same treatment. Is that possible that could happen in this case, or did the concerns you just outlined make it unlikely that you would know that quickly? And I'm talking about, when you're offsetting safety against efficacy, I don't know if there's enough efficacy to override what you need to do with safety. Is it possible this could be ended early or not?
That's a great question, Joe, and it is technically possible. As you say, we do not know the efficacy of our vaccine. That is why we're doing a phase 3 study to know that. But indeed, if a vaccine were to have a very high efficacy, it is possible sometime in the process that the safety committee, which sees all the data and all the cases, will determine that it is not ethical to keep going with people getting placebo. They might determine that it is not ethical maybe for the elderly and not for the younger adults. So it's a very complex, answers to provide, because it's so much depend on the scientific data. But it is a possibility that, of course, our safety committee is ready to recommend if they deem in their medical judgment it's the right thing to do for the participants.